What's up, Mystic Manifesting family? This is Nick with Mystic Manifesting. If you're new, welcome to the channel. If you're old and an OG, welcome back. My chair is breaking fucking down right now. We're live as usual. I see the viewers going down. It's been almost 2 hours. This is the last video I'm going to record now. I think that brings us up to almost enough to get through the whole week. But the topic of this video here is I already forgot. But resentment and forgiveness. How to forgive, because we talked about this before on the channel with manifesting and masculinity. There's multiple guys on the channel, and myself included, who have struggled to, in terms of taking back an SP who you've dated before, and they may have cheated or left you or dated someone new or didn't give you proper respect, or you just feel really jaded and burned, and it could go for the ladies as well. So it's not just on a masculinity term, it's on the terms of, this is in the terms of self-respect too. So how do you respect yourself going forward if something bad has happened? Now, I too am guilty of this. This was kind of what made me not want my SP back anymore, even though I was manifesting for the progress, and then I would manifesting progress to have her back and keep her for good, which was looking that way in the most recent time we were together. But then things would go back and be pushed, an old story would repeat when I'd really start focusing on those negative things and remembering the past. Remember, let's just quote some Bible stuff real quick, because it is a great teaching for the manifesting tools. Well, number one would be in this topic of resenting someone and wanting to forgive them. Forgive them, Father, they know not what they do. That's what Jesus says while he's on the cross, and God wants to smite everybody who was killing his son. And Jesus it was like the first documented thing of like God consciousness in man. So he's the son of God. God lives within all man. Okay, so we all can manifest whatever we want. We already know all this stuff. We also know everyone is you pushed out. So in some part of you, you've created this. Whatever they've done to disrespect for you or hurt you or feel bad about, you've probably thought about it before for a prolonged period of time, or persisted in it, or really just had that strong feeling that that negative thing was going to happen, or they were going to do that to you. Or maybe not specifically that, but you had some kind of negative stuff in your mind, and that is pushed out. I'm going to go through the whole thing too. And then the other Bible quote I was going to say, because I dropped it in another video, is whatever you ask for in prayer and believe you have, you will receive. So if you really believe they were going to do something negative to you and it plays out, well, then you've also created that event. So when I say forgive them, they know not what they do. And if everyone is you pushed out, yeah, part of you created that in your mind. It pushed out, you got hurt, but you need to forgive yourself, number one, because yes, okay, you created that, but don't be like, I created this, I've ruined everything, this is my fault. Don't blame yourself, because nothing you can do, you cannot fuck any manifestation up. You can delay it or you can do it wrong, but it could all be undone. There's revision, there's all these other things. I'm someone to speak from, oh yeah, I fucked it up plenty of times and it still wound up working out in my favor. So remember that, you can't do anything wrong. So forgive yourself and revise the situation. Just understand what you did wrong. Work on improving it. Don't make SP your whole life, because this is more SP related, as most of the things. Well, you can't forgive money or nothing, but this is an SP related thing. So don't blame SP. Don't hate SP. Don't hate yourself. Don't feel like shit. Just forgive and move on. Easier said than done, right? One of the things I did was I wrote a letter to myself. I forgave myself for that, forgave myself for all my mistakes in my life, built my self-concept, made myself feel really good, like a really nice letter to myself, which oftentimes we are mad at ourselves, we hate ourselves, we put ourselves down. I wrote a really nice letter to myself to make myself feel better. Then I wrote one to SP, I forgive you, I know I created this event, we can work through this, blah, blah, blah. Now this is when I did forgive her, and nothing repeated, but my last time when we were back together, I let a lot of limiting beliefs and old things and old story come back in and feel resentment, and those things would repeat themselves. So we don't want to feel any resentment, and because it will start repeating patterns anyway then, or at least in my experience, that's what it's done. Remember, I teach you guys from my experience and what I've seen. So write them a letter, write yourself a letter, feel good about it, revise that event never happened, which, I mean, that's kind of hard, because if it was cheating or something, yeah, that event happened, yeah, you know that happened, but forgive them for it if you really, really want that person back. Because if you still want them back, there's obviously a degree of you that doesn't give a fuck about what happened. And you're not less of a man or whatever. Stop worrying about what the outside world thinks too. A lot of this comes from what's the outside world going to think. You got to remember, if you're God of your own reality and everyone's you pushed out, who gives a fuck what everyone else thinks? And even if that stuff wasn't true, you live one life. Like, if something makes you happy and you're willing to forgive someone and move on yourself, fuck everybody else. Fuck everyone who tells you you can't do what you want. Fuck all that stuff. Like, stop. Like, there's so many people who are afraid to do things and even try manifesting or something, or talk about manifesting because they're like, oh, what will people think? Stop caring what people think. People are going to treat it weird if you act like it's weird. People are interested when I talk about manifesting in public, even though it's even people who I know would not be into this, because I have confidence and I have confidence in myself. I love myself, and if you don't like it, you could get fucking lost. I don't care. Like, if you don't like it, you want to call me crazy, I don't care. So stop. Like, if you want to do something or you want to be with someone, who gives a fuck what anyone else thinks? It's your life. You get one. You're going to live it by someone else's rules? That's so fucking stupid. Don't do that. So forgive them. Forgive yourself. Don't give a fuck what other people say. Picture only the dream relationship with that person in it. And I think those are all ways to move on. Personally, I couldn't do it. My ego and pride are very strong. We have to work on killing our ego and pride. But like I said in a couple of other videos or some of the stuff left, I have forgiven my SP. I'm forgiving her more now and moving on, but now she's back in my life and it feels like it's better than ever. She's talking about she could see us dating and stuff, but personally, after everything we've been through, my ego and pride say, no, we can't, but I'm open to it. You don't have to be back with that person either. You could move on. You could be the Sigma male or whatever it is online. You could be that alpha male. It's like, well, fuck you. I don't want to be with you. Go ahead. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with anything you're doing. Everything you do is good, unless you're fucking going to do something crazy, then don't do it. But I'm talking about logical things. Just feel good about yourself. Love yourself, and other people will love and respect you. Feel that love and respect for yourself. And it's hard because you say how to forgive. Just forgive. They don't know what they're doing. You didn't know you accidentally created it. And focus only on the end result you want. Once you do all that too, drop it and then focus on what you want. And only focus on what you want. And anytime you feel dragged to think back on the past and the negative things that happen, think instead in the future and only the good things that happen. And if someone else tells you something negative, block it out, drop it, or revise what they said. So, I mean, this is how I've dealt with it. I've not been an expert at dealing with it because I'm just tired. Like I said, I manifested my SP back 6 times, and now this is still like 6.5 because we didn't fully end it, but we did. It's a weird thing because for me, like, it was every time we got back together, I would think about the old story and push away mentally and manifesting wise, and a little bit physically to be standoffish and not want to be back together with that SP. So, I mean, that's what I wanted to tell you guys and share with you guys. I hope that helps because I do know a lot of guys and even girls are struggling with, do you forgive your SP? If you don't, we just did a video, script a brand new one that's ideal to what you want. Or find someone else in your reality that you like and picture yourself with them and do all the visualization techniques there, whatever manifesting technique you like. You don't have to forgive them, but you should because it's less on yourself. My father once told me, he goes, when you have resentment and hate towards somebody and holding a grudge and anger towards somebody is like drinking poison and hoping they get sick. You're just poisoning your own mind and hating and stewing in that, and it's just making you sick and tired. So don't worry about anything other than how you feel. Forgive them for yourself at least. Forgive them for your own mental health and well-being. And if you want to move on, move on. If you don't, move on to only dealing with the good version or the ideal version. So I hope this helps. I'm tired. It's like 2 a.m. over here now, and we're going live, and the live's like dying down. Looks like it's building back up with viewers now, but we're over here trying to keep everyone motivated, and I hope that helps if you're dealing with that particular thing. Remember, you guys can manifest whatever you want. I love you guys. Thanks for checking in. I think, honestly, I forgot to add this to the last few videos, but if you need coaching, mysticmanifesting@gmail.com is listed down below. Talk to me. It's an hour for video coaching and $15 for an email outline of what I think you should do. And that's for the coaching part. My Instagram's down there if you want to talk to me or watch me on there. And yeah, I mean, this is probably going to be the last video I do for the night because I'm pretty burned out now. But I love you guys. You got this. You have whatever you want in this world. I'll see you in the next video.